Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Darksiders 2. And let's see, the game was just unpaused and it's been quite a while, so wow, that took a quite the load to get, I'm assuming it's page file systems back into RAM. There seems to be an issue. Definitely. We found something over here we can't do anything with, so it kind of feels like this game is going to make us go in circles. So I'm just going to kind of walk. Well, I guess I don't even have to walk. I'm just going to kind of go towards the goal and avoid people. Unlike the first game, it seems like all of this stuff is here. Now, arguably, I've changed this game in a bad way. Maybe I shouldn't have the auto loot on. Maybe I should actually play it the way you were supposed to play it the first way and make this more like Borderlands, where a gun or weapon is dropped and you spend a lot of time looking at that as a potential upgrade. Like, this might be a system designed around the idea of a lot of looking at menus. Maybe. Could also be that this is also just a game that's not in a good position to to be played on easy. Like, I might be punishing myself by playing on easy. See, these white lights here stand out. And there's another one of those gyms, which are all very high up. Yeah, maybe this is really just a loot game. Equip this weapon, and we're still not getting anywhere as far as leveling up. Equip more of this. A lot of sounds. Hearing a lot of sounds, and hopefully you are too, but maybe you're not. Like, apologies if you are. I've resolved, at least for the time being, not to mess with the audio some more. Let's see. I don't remember what I have to do to activate the A button attack. So maybe it's right trigger and then A? Like, yeah, that is it. Right trigger and A. So, theoretically, I'll get more abilities. But it sure seems like they just want me to wander around an empty experience. These guys are not hitting hard at all. I seriously doubt I could change the difficulty upward and still get all the achievements, which that puts me in a bad position. Yeah, we did this before, and then we did this, and we can do this, and this certainly looks like something you could climb, but apparently not. Apparently they want us instead to climb this. I can dismount from there, which is interesting. Oh, unfortunately, that was not the preferred way to move. Seems like if you see a wall, use a wall. So I was supposed to do not that either. And that's kind of surprising because that... Man! This should not be this difficult. Attempt number 3. You run towards a wall and hold down the A button. You climb up here. You push and then hit A and hold down A. There we go. 3rd time's a charm. I really have to wonder if these areas aren't going to be... There's another one of those things to shoot. Like, refilled. No fall damage, by the way. Like, maybe we'll come back to this whole section and there will be more corruption, more elements. Because it certainly feels like it is just way too short of a gameplay experience right now. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't know, just like in the first game, you can run around killing things on horseback. I'm not sure if there's a guarantee of a drop when you do it this way though. This is where a sub-goal would have really come in handy. You can only use the scythe. I'm pretty sure that in the previous game there was a place called the Charred Pass. And it leaves you open to wondering if this game was originally intended to be a sequel at all, or if it was in parallel development so that names like the Charred Pass come about and get used a couple times. Like, things are now falling down and potentially hurting me. The number of people around are a little bit higher. You can't destroy these plants. But do I want to grind? And I think the answer is not yet. Maybe never. Maybe I really don't want to grind in this game at all. Maybe we just move on to the next thing. I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to do that way. But whatever. Certainly running into things that would have been passageways to other areas, it seems like. And there's another one of these. And they're just all too tall to try and break. It's not the greatest gameplay design to have, like, it seems like every single place where there could have been one of those I've found on the first try without even knowing what they are or what they're for. If they're pages for the Book of the Dead, I simply don't have the weapon. Like, this feels like this should have been a cutscene. Force me on horseback, make me run down this path, make me stay on horseback until I get to this point. Also, we're running into a lot of issues where this is disallowing me to use the horse just because I'm slightly in the wrong place. Alright. Alright, so I think we're probably in a battle here. If this is like the first game, the idea is to kill more of these than the other guy. Because I wanna see if I can do that. Well, we leveled up. That's nice. Very echoey.
You're the Nephilim, the one they call Death. How did you get here?
Took a wrong turn. It appears I'm stranded here with the rest of you.
If you seek the cauldron, you should know that it fell to corruption fair long ago. I can still feel the fire itself rumbling deep in the earth.
I'll take my chances.
Let's ask a shaman's craft.
Your shaman has offered me a talisman if I bring her the materials.
You'd be wise to accept then. Her craft is mighty powerful.
Where do I find Stalker's bow?
You'll find stalkers prowling the cauldron. Should be simple work if your name is any indication.
Let's ask about the favor.
If you're headed in there, you mind doing something for me?
Yes,
Interesting that I started the conversation by having the other character talk.
To me, you're doing right enough for
That's
yourself.
bad gameplay writing.
Being a fortunate side effect. Well, if it ain't much trouble, I left an old metal platter in there with the image of two hammers scribed in the center. Not much to look at, but it was my journeyman piece. Last thing I ever forged.
a dish. You want me to bring you a dish?
Yes, well, it has sentimental value. If you find it, I'll make it worth your while.
No different than the others. Less pleasant on the eyes, for one.
I could say no less for you. Folks around town call me Pup or Lad, but I prefer my own name. Calm.
Pup it is, then.
As you know, that's not to me.
Why not restore the fire yourself?
I came here just for that purpose. Figured I'd pop the cork, so to speak. Be the hero. But the cauldron is locked up well and tight, and the way through is swallowed by fire. You look capable enough. Perhaps you can find a way. I'll wait here and guard the entrance.
So, a very valid criticism of the first game was that there were very short, narrow passageways that you use to get from one castle, one dungeon to the next. And it seems like, while it's possible to say that let's see, teleport slash or set them on fire or get a necromancy ability. I'm gonna just go ahead and purchase this because I think two abilities make more sense. And then like we can equip this. We're now at level 3. We can still not equip this. We can, however, equip this. And I'm getting more and more clothes on me. Let's see. See, there's still quest items and talismans we don't have. And we are here entering the cauldron, so the hope is that even though all of the Charred Pass and all of Bane's Void was run through very simply, that we'll have some actual gameplay at the cauldron. And, one assumes I don't have to talk to him. Well, I can't talk to him. Interesting. So you can't repeat any dialogue, which is an odd choice for the game to directly tell you that once you've heard it, that's the only time you can hear it. There's no mystery in the gameplay because of the map. It's possible that the map didn't show you everything, or that maybe that was part of the DLC that you would... I would have much preferred him to actually kick doors instead of use his magical arms. Which is what I assume War did. Nothing in here. And we can't open this, so this is probably our exit out. Another one of these. I would have called them angel handles, but I guess maybe they're maker handles now. Angels kind of get the short end of the story because there's like never been a real showing of heaven or too much heavenly that I recall in the game. Instead, it's always dungeons. In the first game, this would have made a lot more sense though, because this would have been a earth-like place, a earthly building that was converted and taken over by demons. Let's see. We've got a corruption, we've got this, and we've got this. And then we can enter aim mode, and then we can just throw it. Interesting. Alright. Now, how long does it take for these things to blow up in your hand? I don't think I have equipped the other ability, but I don't know how to equip the other ability either. Like, I purchased this ability, that summons these, and how do you equip this? Game? I can't find any way to actually equip what I just purchased, which is crazy. It feels like I've wasted that skill point, and skill points don't come quick enough. Also, of course, I'm not grinding at all. Ideally, for a game like this, playing on easy should have me close to max level in one gameplay. That's what I would want for a loot-based style game. And I imagine I couldn't make these jumps. I imagine. And so, let's see. How does one get up there? I guess you get up from the top and you run around in circles. Which just makes a weird layout now, because we saw the exit door in the room before, and now we're seeing another exit door. You don't need two exit doors for a puzzle. Let's see. Apparently I don't have enough wrath, or I'm not far enough away. Oh, or I'm not hitting the right button. I guess I wasn't hitting the right button. There's a key. It's a little awkward. I gotta make sure I'm not walking into... It's a little awkward just looking outside in a dungeon. That feels weird. And there's definitely some constraints here. Like, I should be able to grab that ledge and leave. And that would be actually rather interesting to have the gameplay subverted in that fashion. Although it's counter the whole idea of putting people in dungeons in the first place. The whole concept is to keep the areas smaller, more controlled. Well, there's a thing here, which I guess means I have to run in circles. Seems like this game is more than happy to make you run in circles, and I probably haven't even begun to see all of it. A lot of broken stuff here. Just a really high amount of broken ground. It's very rarely you get currency by breaking things, but I guess it still makes sense to break things. So it doesn't feel like they're being as obvious they probably should be, considering this is like the first level. The game doesn't randomize. I guess the crow might have been pointing me towards this direction, and I could follow the crow at any point. I guess in a way the crow is even more annoying than Volgrim was in the first game, because now the crow is just always going to be flying around. You can just press B to jump down. Pick this up. Throw it that way. I don't believe there was any kind of gloves or anything for these fire bombs in the first game, but it does seem to feel like you took a little bit longer to get to that point. And then, of course, I could have grinded in the open world, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. In fact, this whole grindy, random element stuff feels totally insane. Like, really feels like it's out of nowhere. I kind of wish I was getting some higher XP or for like style points or something. Like every dodge would be giving me 50 to 100 points alone. Now they're just throwing a lot of enemies at me, which I suspect is going to be a common theme. And is there a reason to equip new things? How is this really going to play? Let's see, I need 400 experience. Yeah, I'm really wondering about that. If we get to a point where we're fighting 150 people in encounters, or just really strong variants of 20 people. Alright, this is either a map, a compass, or a key. I'd imagine it's a key, but I was wrong. So we're still doing dungeon maps. And we can see the rooms we haven't entered, and how the floor seems to go. So we're probably going to fight something moderately big here. Interesting, it's a demon. Now, wasn't it in the first game this the kind of demon that you could subdue and so that's a stalker, is what they're calling them. So I think you could subdue and ride those creatures. I got some stalker's bones, although I would have to come over. Let's see, where? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder, is that the whole point of this game, is to look at your inventory after every fight? I guess the map, and then why? Right. We are here. And I assume all of these ones that are starred still need to be done. Harvest some stalker's bone. Some being an odd number because that's still marked as unfinished as a quest. I suppose some is more than one. You could take it to mean that much, I guess. And this feels like a very simplistic quest. Skeleton key. These ornate keys can be opened to unlock doors in current areas. And look for a nearby locked door. Hold left stick will summon dust. So if I need to know where to go, even though dust is always around, the game is still going to be very generous to tell you to continue in one direction or the other. One assumes that I'm supposed to do that. And we started through that door. And then we could have jumped back this way and gotten that collectible. And then we're here. And now it seems like I finally figured out what the right combination of buttons are to activate my teleport slash. It's left bump and A. I don't believe I've seen any other keys that have a lock like this that are in this area. I don't know, if we were gonna have these ghost arms, we needed to probably have some personality built around that. Something that makes a little bit more sense. And I've used all my will right now, so this seems like a puzzle of sorts. Interesting. We're going to roll a ball. I put the ball in the hole and just assume that that's a switch. Okay. Now we know. We've learned something new. And there's something big and important to collect. And this. So now I have a little bit of... Well, I guess I could get some more wrath. Somehow. I don't know exactly how, though. There we go. Jump. I guess I would have to use these wrath vials that I only have 2 of. I guess now is not the time to do that. In fact, my health vials are down to 3. What was the point of coming in this room? Like, there must be something, I guess, up there. That's the way we're supposed to go. Interesting. Where are we now as far as things? 1 new weapon to equip that we won't even equip. Didn't gain any new gear or abilities, but I imagine we'll get at least 1 bit of gear by the end of this dungeon, which means there may only be like 4 dungeons in the entire game. Reaper gauge. I still don't know exactly what that is. Other than maybe it just, with every skill point used to level up, does something. We've gotten this new ability, and unfortunately I can't figure out how to trigger it. It may just not be something you can even use right now, which would be crazy. And in this 30 minutes, like, we really needed a much better start for this game. Something that would have grabbed my attention and made me want to continue to play it. It's been very slow. Way too much talk. Way too much riding around empty areas. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. If you want to support me, give me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.